one thing I'm gonna do when I'm feeling stressed out is sit down and film a YouTube video and talk about it, because for me, that's like free therapy. Well, hello there, welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be showing you guys this kind of like dewy, bronzy makeup that I have in store today. Just a little chit chat, get ready with me. I do a little bit of skincare, a little bit of makeup, and a lot of dishing out the tea of what's going on with my life. It is a lot, so buckle up. Grab some popcorn, settle in. I really just love this kind of makeup. I talked about it being like a little bit inspired by the Love Islanders in UK, and as silly as that might sound, it's like the perfect inspo. Like they're out on an island like in Mallorca in Spain, and that's kind of the vibe I want to have. You know, I just want to be vacationing my booty off. But until then, we're just gonna do makeup like we are. So it's dewy, it's a little bit bronzy, it's healthy, it's glowy, and it's my go-to for summer. It's also very lightweight, and I'm using a lot of the clean beauty products that I hauled in my glow up with me video. So if you want to check that out, I'll have that there, and also link down below what I use that I remember that I can't. So without further ado, let's get into the get ready with me. So I already washed my face, put on my treatment, like my prescription, and moisturized, but I wanted to just do like the rest for you guys while I talk about the worst week of my life that I've had. I'm just gonna use my gua sha that I've kept in the freezer. I do that for two reasons. The first one is to make sure it stays sanitary, and the second one is because like it gives you a nice cooling effect. I don't think this does anything for like face sculpting. It's not like a workout for your face, but I do believe it can drain extra like fluid, kind of get your lymph system moving. But I'm not saying like gua sha is gonna like snatch your face if you do it every day. I just like the way it feels, especially in the summer with like a cold tool. It's just a little extra love in the morning, and you can like say affirmations while you do it, meditate on love, light, and abundance. I'm just gonna talk to you guys through it though. Also, like my face is red. I'm going too hard with this. I see people like tear at their face when they do this though. You're really only supposed to put like very light pressure. Like you're not even supposed to like press or pull, because it's not good for your skin. It's not really gonna add to the glowiness that we're going for, but it is just nice. I'm gonna go in with my CeraVe sunscreen. It also is kind of like its own gua sha tool, so if you don't have like the time or want to make the time to gua sha, maybe get a deodorant looking sunscreen like this one. But I want to talk to you guys about like the worst week of my life that I've had. I'm being dramatic. It's really, all things considered, probably not the worst week of my life, but in recent times definitely. Basically, I mentioned like in last week's video that Emmy has been going through some health problems. To be more specific, she's had like urinary problems. She's always kind of had this really bad habit of peeing on my bed. I talked to my stepmom, who I got Emmy from, and she's saying like, oh, the vet says it's like separation anxiety. I'm like, okay, that makes total and complete sense. She's been on Prozac, she's on it consistently, but then she was still peeing and still having this very like uncontrollable bladder, and I took her to the vet. Lo and behold, UTI. I was like, that makes complete sense. Treated her, whatever, did like a bunch of tests, paid like obviously a lot of money because the vet is expensive, and that's kind of what you sign up for when you know, have a pet. And still, after treatment, like weeks after treatment, still peeing. And then what really worried me is that she was peeing blood. And then it got to a point of like, she was peeing blood, she couldn't make it to the litter box, she was peeing herself like all the time, and like obviously I was very frustrated, but I was mostly worried about my little baby's health. Pause. We're gonna go in with Drunk Elephant Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops. I can't say those words together, pollution and sunshine. Like something about that that's like evil, and the copy makers, whoever wrote that. I'm gonna take one big pump of this. If it doesn't come out, I'm gonna do 2 half pumps. Oh, okay, great. I've learned from seeing other people do their makeup to not wear the clothes you're gonna wear for the day. I just watched someone recently who was like doing a dropper and like brown bronzer completely all over her white shirt. I was like, yeah, I'm learning my lessons. Anyway, so yeah. The biggest thing that was concerning, obviously, like I think for anyone, whether you're an animal or human or whatever, was the pee in her blood. I was like, that's just not right. Like something here is wrong. So luckily I was able to text the vet, and they were like, you know, checking in, being like, oh, how's she doing, whatever. And they gave me this recommendation to try something that starts with a C. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, it's right here actually. Cosequin, which is good for her because they come in these little treats that she enjoys the flavor of. So it's like for joint health, but also for bladder health. She's been getting some of those, and I also got her a natural organic stone breaker, assuming that she probably has like bladder stones, to be honest. Like, I don't think just a regular UTI would cause that kind of blood. I feel like I'm talking about this a lot, but long story short, she just was not doing okay. I mean, fast forward now, she's way better. She's peeing normally. There's no blood in her urine. She can make it to the bathroom. But this is, I'm just telling you the story because this all coincided like all at one time. I'm also kind of in the middle of an apartment hunt because I need to move out. There's just so many reasons to move out, but I'm gonna get into that. So I've been apartment hunting, my boyfriend and I, but he also has been house hunting, like on top of that. So we've kind of been like in between of like what we're gonna do when my lease ends at the end of August. That's kind of been also another stressful thing, like not knowing what I'm doing next year. And not just like would stress anyone out, but it stresses me out, like especially because I'm such like a homebody. Like I love to be home, know what I'm doing at home, and like enjoy like my space, you know? So not knowing what my space is gonna be next year, when like typically if it were like only up to me, like I would have had an apartment, found it a while ago, found like new roommates if that needed to be the case. Like, you know, that's just how I've always kind of like operated. That's also been stressing me out. And like we looked at apartments and we've kind of been like hating everything that we've seen recently. So that's like another added stress. And then the big finale, I need to do my makeup more. Okay, I'm gonna go in and start with eyes. I'm not doing anything too crazy. I'm taking my MAC paint pot just to like give me a nice kind of base. So the cherry on top of all of this stress has been the fact that I, one night last week, came home to a full-blown carpenter ant infestation. And if you know what those are, you would probably mistake them from termites like immediately, like I did. Or I wasn't sure, really. I was like, are these ants? Are these termites? What's the deal here? Regardless, it's still not something you want to come home to. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. There's like ants all over my floor, under my bed, up the wall, on the window. Like, disgusting, like would make your skin crawl. I'm gonna use my Tartelette and Bloom. This is in my project pan. I'm just gonna be using like these 4 super light shades here. I'm not going in dark with my makeup. I want to keep it light, keep it airy, nothing too heavy or dark. But the cherry on top was that ant infestation. But the most frustrating part of it all is the property manager, my landlord, whatever you want to call him, just kind of like shrugging it off, being like, that's fine, you know, like just live with it, just deal with it. I'm like, my bed is pushed by the windows and there's like absolutely no room for me to move it into a different location. I want him to sleep with ants and then tell me, oh, it's fine, no big deal, we'll send someone. And I'm like, there's actual structural damage. Like the floorboards have been warped and the baseboard is deteriorating because my radiator, since I moved in, and I've told them this, has been leaking. And now it's come to the point where I have an ant infestation, and it's just so frustrating to be like ignored or put on the back burner or not taken seriously until it literally explodes. And like, I'm the one that has to deal with all this shit. Like, I'm literally living here. So it's just so frustrating. And like, I've been thinking of moving out, but this is obviously like the cherry on the top. And like, I just need to get out of here as soon as possible. I don't even care if I'm paying like an extra month of rent and I'm gone. Like, I just don't want to be putting up with this shit anymore. I actually can't do it. So I'm not going to. That's also just like a lot going on here. But you know, I have my health. I have a new job that I really like. One thing I'm gonna do when I'm feeling stressed out is sit down and film a YouTube video and talk about it, because for me, that's like free therapy. And you guys can watch and maybe relate. I actually hope you can't relate to having ants in your room, or like having a shit landlord who just literally ignores you and like puts you on the back burner but still expects you to pay rent for a place you're not able to live in. I actually hope you can't relate. But yeah, all of that came to a head for me this week. I literally cried in a sweet green. I was just so stressed out. Taking account of the situation, I was like, I just need to cry. And you know, like, I've I am a person who handles stress like very well. Like I don't let it affect my day-to-day. Like I breathe and move on, or journal and like take account the way I need to, and then like move on from there. But I mean, this has just been so much, you know? Okay, I'm going in with like a little bit of eyeshadow eyeliner. I'm gonna get a little bit closer, but what I've been doing like these past few weeks is I'll put it there like so, just that little flick, you know, and go in maybe like halfway on the eye. And then I take this smudging brush that's on the other end of my IT Cosmetics, and then I will kind of smudge it in towards my eye. And if anything looks off because it's eyeshadow, I can just literally wipe it away, and I love that. All right, this might be just a touch heavier than like what I'm actually going for, because like I said, I want to keep it light, keep it airy, but I do love the kind of like smoked out, but like not too harsh, you know. We're not trying too hard here. All right, and I'm just going in with my trusty brown mascara. It's really done me justice. I just hate being ignored when I know there's an issue, and I'm like very well aware of like what's causing said issue. And if I were taken seriously back in 2021 when I raised the concern, we wouldn't be here. And I think that's just the most frustrating part of it all, but it's all just come together at a head, and it's just a lot, guys. You know, I just think I take it so hard because it's my living situation. Like I live far from home, and you know, I'm kind of like, I was preparing for like worst case scenario, like I have to like bring Emmy back home and someone takes care of her there, and then I move in with my boyfriend, but he's living at home right now, so I wouldn't be able to take Emmy because they have like a no cat policy because they were scarred from having cats there, which I understand, and I think that's not their responsibility to take on like a cat, and that would just be generous enough like letting me live there. But even the Emmy situation, like no one was going to take her, and like that stressed me out so much more, because I was like, if I can't even live there because I have Emmy, like then like literally what can I do? Like nothing. I'm going to lightly run through my brows with some of this pomade. It gives it a little bit more definition and shape between the two, you can already tell. I wasn't trying to get rid of Emmy, I was just trying to have someone like take care of her for a few months. And obviously like I'd still pay for food and whatever, and even that like wasn't working out. But you know, I had my cry, I slept like a baby that night and let go of some of that stress. And I think that's important, you know, to feel your emotions when they come up, talk about what you need to talk about, like express yourself, and just, even if you're not looking for a solution, just chat about it, okay? And that really helped me, and I feel better now, but I still don't have like any solutions exactly worked out, but I have faith that everything's gonna work out the way it needs to. I'm using concealer just to conceal some spots. I don't really want to use like a full-blown CC cream, foundation, or anything like that. Like I said, the theme here is light, airy, so we're just gonna conceal the bits that I'd like to conceal. I'm really into like the bronzed look. I'm also watching Love Island. I'm getting like a lot of inspo from those characters, like the cast and everything, like Uma and Samantha do. I'm talking Love Island UK, by the way. I would never talk about Love Island US. I just think Love Island US is like a different animal. No offense. Love Island UK just has something about it, you know? Whether it's the accents or the slang or like the drama, just the way they move about, like I don't know, just something about it. I think Love Island US, what it is for me is they don't have like the emotional vocabulary to express how they're feeling, and that bugs me. But the UK, they're like a little bit more like emotionally attuned, which I appreciate. Anyway, I'm just gathering inspiration from like Samantha and Uma, who have like this like bronzy but like very healthy glow, kind of, not, I wouldn't say natural, like they're still like snatched, but it's not like cake face, it's not full glam. So I'm gonna use this Milk makeup. I've determined that this is just a bronzer for me. It's not necessarily a contour, but So I'm gonna put it on like the sides of my nose, but I'm not going in, that looks crazy, but I'm not going in to like snatch my nose. I'm just going in to like warm it up. I'm gonna put this all atop like my forehead line. This just gives like the appearance that I've been in the sun. I'm taking this Real Techniques brush from like literally what, 2016 probably. I'm obsessed with this, and I'm actually like pushing up the bronzer onto my cheekbones. It gives my face like more lift. Instead of like blending like down and out, I'm blending like up and back. But yeah, like look at that like bronze, love it. For summer, I'm trying not to put on like too much makeup. Like that's why I really don't want to go too heavy with like a foundation, and like I'm just spot concealing where I need it, because like I'm gonna be sweating. Even just walking like to the train, I'm gonna be sweating, and I don't want that. Just keeping it light, you know. But I just realized I love doing like complexion makeup, like bronzer, blush. Like I still want to do that and enjoy that, but I don't want it to like, you know, hurt my skin or make my skin break out, because that's obviously like, you want healthy skin so your makeup looks good. And I don't want to get in a cycle of like having bad skin and feeling like I need to do makeup, and my makeup making my skin worse. So keeping it light like this is really good. And then also the fact that I'm using like clean beauty products is like the biggest thing. You guys probably saw me haul, like do like a little mini beauty haul of like my clean beauty products, which I will have linked down below. Everything I'm using as best I can. Not a beauty guru, but definitely a get ready gal. Getting ready for a work day too, so I think something like this natural kind of like light, I wouldn't even call it dewy, but like glowy, like just natural kind of flush sort of makeup. Like that's what I'm really going for here. If I'm feeling crazy, I'll take what's left of my Fenty, which is a cooler tone, and like actually contour, but that's just not the vibe today. I'm gonna go in with this Ilia cheek and lip kind of tints, and this is a beautiful terracotta tone. I think it really works well with the bronzer, and I'm gonna put that up here, not on the apples of my cheeks, but I am gonna take it and go like that, and then even some here. Looks like a lot, but I'm telling you, it gives you like beach. Like it really looks like you've just been on the Amalfi Coast for like 3 months and you're glowing. I think I need to get a new brush, because this e.l.f. brush keeps like shedding, and I've also had it for like a decade. But I love a stipple brush because I think it kind of gives like an airbrushed kind of look. It's definitely not too harsh. But with this, it's kind of the same thing. I just push it in place. I'm not dragging it like down, just keeping it kind of high. See ants crawling around it. It's literally stressing me out. That's the other thing, is like psychologically damaging. Like I'm in my own home thinking like bugs are literally crawling on me or flying into me, because carpenter ants have wings. They're huge, and it's just like terrifying. But do you see how like this, it's not on the apples of my cheeks, so it doesn't like drag my face down. Like it still stays like lifted, but like putting it here just gives you like another extra like sun-kissed dewy kind of like moment. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with my little Benefit WhatsApp highlight. I've been trying to finish this, and I'm doing a good job. So I'll just do a tiny dot on the tip of my nose, right here on the bridge, and then at the highest points of my cheek, like where the sun would naturally hit. That's the other thing about watching like Love Island, is like you see, I don't know, it sounds weird to say, like you see what people look like in the sun, but you see like their features and their structure, and like where, you know, their highlight would naturally be. Maybe that's just something I'm paying attention to, because I'm really there for like the fashion, not even the fashion, honestly. Love Island fashion kind of sucks, but like the getting ready aspect, and like I don't know, I love it. This is pretty much the makeup. Like it looks healthy, dewy, glowy, but I don't feel like caked up or anything. And if I want, I can always like continue to blend or add on. And then like the bronzy drops that I applied earlier also give it like a little something. But if I feel like this is too much, which today I actually don't feel like it is in the mirror or the viewfinder, but if it is, I'll take the brush that I use for concealer, then I'll go and do a little number like that. And just to show you guys, like, if I am actually going to use CC cream, I use the oil-free matte one by It Cosmetics. It also has UVA and UVB protection, so I do love that. It's hydrating as well, so I don't know, I just love the way this feels. And I think that's my biggest thing with makeup, is loving the way something feels, not just how it looks. Lastly, I'm gonna go in with the Kosas Wet Lip Oil in the shade Unbuttoned. This kind of complements the terracotta blush we did earlier. And this is also apparently like a plumping treatment, which is crazy because it literally doesn't feel like it. Like if you use the Too Faced like Insane Lip Plumper, like you feel it. That's the makeup, and then I'm gonna change. I'm gonna keep my hair natural because I do love the way it just kind of like flows together, but I'm gonna change and then peace out. Gotta go to work. I'm dressed, I'm ready. I feel better talking about things, so I appreciate you listening, and just know I'm going through it right now, so maybe if uploads pause a little bit, you know why. I'm so excited to move. I'm so ready. There's just, you know, a lot happening, but you know, I have my health, I have my friends, my family, we got a good job, so there's not like too much I can really complain about. It's just, it is tough. But this is the makeup. I feel like now that it's like settled in for a second, like even if I start sweating, it looks intentional. Like it looks part of the look, so I love that. I just put on a few little rings and things. My top is thrifted cotton on, or it's like Depop. I say thrifted. I have like a little parade bralette on too, which I love because it has like this little mesh inset. And then I'm wearing my Depop dress that I thrifted that has pockets, which I'm like actually obsessed with. It's really hard to show you guys my outfit like this way, but we're trying our best. And then I have on these little ballet flats that have like the sling back that I've talked about, and my summer essentials. So like I said, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate feeling the love and support, even just by you watching. Like this video if you want more get ready with me and like chit chats. I am a chit chatter, so I could do this all day. I'm gonna go now. I gotta go to work, make that money, honey. But yeah, this is my kind of like go-to summer glowy makeup, so I appreciate you watching. There's gonna be a video at the end recommended just for you. You should definitely stick around and check that out. I'll see you guys on next Sunday. Until then, don't forget to be kind to yourself, others, and the planet. Bye.